day go by without doing like at least a couple hour live. It's August. I haven't talked to you guys since July. I don't know if that's a good thing or if that's depressing. Let me just getting almost live on YouTube and I will be right back. Hi. I know I missed you guys so much. Tap the screen. Let's get to 50K as fast as possible. If you would like, this is my Cash App and Venmo. All of my research is done. Oh, that's what I need to do. Open my email, my work email. All my research is done with this big old brain prior to my lives. If you would like to support me, that's my Cash App and Venmo, or Heart Me's or gifts are all appreciated. I just have to do one more thing on YouTube to get the live stream going, and then I have a lot of stuff to tell you guys. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. Tap the screen, share the live, use that bottom the arrow going to the right in the bottom right hand corner. Share the live with 5 to 10 people. If you don't have anyone to share it with, just push the copy link button and that counts as a share. I know I'm kind of doing this live at a random time, so hopefully we can get more people trickling in. I know. Thank you for everyone who sent me nice messages asking if I was dead. I am still alive. So, but that's neither here nor there. I think we all are just going through it with parents, with kids, with just trying to make ends meet. So I won't go on my sob story of what's been going on with me the last 5 days. I'm sure everyone has a similar story. Okay, trying to think of, the reason I wanted to make sure I did this live is to cover 3 main topics, which is, it sickens me to even say it, like the Ghislaine Maxwell being moved to a new cushy minimum security prison and what's going on with her and her pardon and all of Trump's lies. I wanted to also specifically talk about Trump now firing somebody for doing math on Friday, which is the most outrageous thing ever if you've been watching my lives, because it's so funny, like how Trump just makes up random lies that are convenient in the moment, but in August, he was telling the exact opposite lie of the one he told on Friday before firing one of 40 people who's responsible for doing math that a toddler could do. So, and then, God, wait, what is there's so many. Why can't I remember my third thing? Oh, God. So, like, well, of course I can remember it. And then the third thing, which I'm just going to start with, like, if you guys remember, I've been showing clips, and saying everyone should follow James Tallarico. Like, soon he's probably going to be in the U.S. Congress, but he's amazing, like a community organizer and person in the Texas state legislature. And if you don't know, we now have people like on the lam from the special session in Texas. Some of them have fled to Illinois. They're in different states. Oh, I know. I love James Tallarico. So I actually took some screenshots of his last 3 posts, his last one having to do with him like fleeing Texas. And I thought I would show you guys what I mean when I say like James Tallarico is like Pete Buttigieg, like in Texas. This man is amazing. And if you're not following him, I actually took these screenshots and downloaded these from TikTok. This is his name. If you've never heard of James Tallarico, you can he's verified on this. Show Tyler. Also cool name. Reposted the video as well. I just took these off TikTok because I just wanted to show you an example. Yeah, I know. It's like so many. It's like I feel like there's two responses to, do you know who James Tallarico is? Most Democrats in Texas are like, yes, like this man is the future. And then there are some people who are just like, I have no idea who you're talking about. So that's why I'm like, if people don't know by now who this man is, then we need to make it a point to make sure they know who this man is. So I'm going to show two prior videos and then his video about, you know, some Texas Democrats fleeing the state to break quorum in the special session. So again, this is Texas State Legislature James Tallarico. I'm going to show his previous two clips and then when he fled the state yesterday.
Election. Donald Trump is trying.
And I guess I should say he has been doing town halls in Texas like consistently. Like what you see the progressive Democrats doing all over the country, James Tallarico is doing all over Texas. And I love, you know, in high school gyms and junior high gyms outside. Like I love this man for what he's doing in Texas. It's like very much Beto O'Rourke vibes, but even more progressive.
Donald Trump is trying to rig the next election. He and his allies in Congress just passed the largest transfer of wealth in American history with their big, beautiful bill. Literally kicking millions of people, including millions of Texans, off their health care to fund tax cuts for billionaires. They know that's unpopular, but they don't care because they have a plan. Trump just called Governor Abbott and told him to redraw the political maps in Texas to get him 5 more seats to protect their majority in the next election, regardless of how we all vote. If they get away with this, they will never have to fear the voters ever again. They can enrich themselves and their donors with impunity, with no consequences, with no accountability. This is the rot at the core of our broken political system. Politicians choosing their voters instead of voters choosing their politicians. And it's why I have already filed a bill that would take the power to draw political maps out of the hands of politicians and put it in the hands of the Texans we seek to represent. This is not partisan. Whether you are a Democrat or a Republican or an independent, none of us want politicians silencing our voices and rigging the next election.
Yeah, and his account is spelled just like his name, James Tallarico. This is just one of the many state representatives I just want to highlight in Texas who's doing the Lord's work. But James Tallarico is like Pete Buttigieg. Like, I mean, he's calm. He's going to be great. I know he'll be in the U.S. Congress soon. His next to last post has like over 1 million likes. If you don't follow him on TikTok or have not been served up one of his clips, highly, highly recommend. This man's brilliant.
The only minority destroying America is the billionaires. Trans people are 1% of the population. Muslims are 1% of the population. Undocumented people are 1% of the population. We are focused on the wrong 1%. Trans people aren't taking away our health care. Muslims aren't defunding our schools. Immigrants aren't cutting taxes for themselves and their rich friends. It's the billionaires and their puppet politicians. The culture wars are a smokescreen. So many of the divisions in this state and in this country are manufactured by billionaires who want us fighting each other instead of fighting them. They want us. They want us looking left and right at our neighbors instead of looking up at them. The biggest divide in our politics is not left versus right, it's top versus bottom.
Because so many MAGA's men's like secret dream is to be topped by some white man who says men shouldn't wear makeup but paints himself orange every day. They allow it to continue. Which, by the way, Ray, hold on, I just want to make sure I don't get this wrong. Ray 30831, thank you so much for the 10 giveaway subs. That is so kind. I saw someone's like, I'm driving, whoever gave me that sub, thank you. It was Ray. Thank you so much, Ray. And then I'm just trying to make sure. I feel like I might have missed another one. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss someone else buying a sub. I think it's just people receiving. W Ray, thank you so much. You are the best, and you do not know how much I appreciate it. But again, so that is, can you guys see this?
Is more sophisticated now than computers.
If you're like, who the F is that? James Tallarico, he is a he's a Democratic representative in the sorry, I'm having trouble with my voice again. I'm really hoping I'm not getting strep. Texas state legislature, right? One of the Democrats that have fled Texas to break quorum in the special session that was allegedly about helping all of the people that drown and all of the mismanagement of FEMA and FEMA money by Kristi Noem. They allegedly were holding a special session about helping those people, except for they have not helped any of those people. They are just trying to gerrymander the state and make up 5 more Republican seats, divide the brown and black people in Texas up even more, even though we know that the only births, by and large, the population growth in Texas is due down to Hispanics and black people having kids almost exclusively. Right? So, and I'm saying that because if you don't understand how you create, unless you're doing it illegally as an authoritarian dictator abusing power, the way you create seats is during the census, and you look at population growth and growth of population by demographic, and let's say the population increased 25% due to like Hispanic people giving birth to children in rural parts of Texas. I don't know, let's just say, because that's what's happening. And then you decide, hey, you know what, instead of giving them proper representation, let's divide those people up, and then let's just take all those people and distribute them randomly in white districts, dilute that population growth, give them zero representation. And here's the kicker. It's not a census year, right? We are halfway through. Like, when was the last census? 2020. We're halfway through the census, and Trump is so desperate not to lose that he has started lying, and just basically being like, hey, you need to just make up population growth in a year. You have no business doing that. Create a special session and create 5 new Republican seats in Congress. That's a sign you are effing losing. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm trying to remember when. And this is the latest clip I wanted to show you. James Tallarico is one of the Texas state representatives that left the state to try to stop Republicans today from having a quorum to create these seats. Leah, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. You don't know how much I appreciate it. You're the best. And just how much I appreciate you always seeing you in the YouTube chat and everything, Leah. You're the best. Thank you so much. Did I miss another? With love, January. I love... And the use of an Oxford comma. Don't tease me. Thank you so much for subscribing. So this is James Tallarico's last post. 10 of 10 recommend following him on TikTok. These are screenshots from TikTok. And he's one of those, he doesn't post, you know what I mean? He's like a white judgment. Like, when he posts something, it's going to be interesting. Those were just his last 2 posts prior to this one.
This is State Representative James Tallarico from Texas. If you're seeing this video, my Democratic colleagues and I have just left our beloved state to break quorum and stop Trump's redistricting power grab. Trump told our Republican colleagues to redraw the political maps here in Texas in the middle of the decade to get him 5 more seats and protect his majority in Congress. They're turning our districts into crazy shapes to guarantee the outcome they want in the 2026 elections. If this power grab succeeds, they will hang on to power without any accountability from the voters. But Texas Democrats are fighting back. We're leaving the state, breaking quorum, and preventing Republicans from silencing our voices and rigging the next election. We are not fighting for the Democratic Party. We are fighting for the democratic process, and the stakes could not be higher. We have to take a stand.
And his name is just, if you want to follow him on TikTok, James Tallarico, just like it's spelled Tallarico. Great person to follow. One of the people that left the state of Texas yesterday to try to stop Trump. Remember states' rights, brother? Like, this is what kills me about this and why I was like, okay, I have to do a live today because I can't not say this. Republicans, please. What's left of your brains, it was never much to start with, but what's left of your brains you must know that in any reality, when the president of the United States is calling up governors and demanding 5 years into a census, we don't redistrict for 5 more years, 10 years is every census, and being like, hey, break all the rules, call a special session and make up more Republican seats. And there's no pushback on that. Andy, thank you for the giveaway sub. Love you, Andy. Betty, you got a giveaway sub from Andy. She's the best. But, I mean, truly, this is the reality we're in now. States' rights, brother, right? Republicans, do you understand that you are now a mockery of every single thing you all told us you stood for? You are now a mockery of yourselves. Is it states' rights, brother, when the federal government calls up Texas, don't tread on me, Texas, and says, hey, you're going to invent 5 more Republican seats in Congress for me? Is that states' rights? Or is that growing the size of the federal swamp? I know you guys can do it. You guys cannot be as clueless as it turns out you all are. Oh, there. Sorry, I could not figure. I need to go back down to the bottom. I can't find the... Okay, sorry. I could not find the... Sorry, I have so many different things on my capture card now. Okay, let me, while I'm scrolling down, if I find this clip I'm looking for, I'm going to play it. But I have many more clips on this subject, but I'm looking for one specific one, or a few I have. Oh, I found it. Yes. Okay. So I've been clipping a lot of different things on this subject. Again, so Trump is states' rights, brother. Remember that? Unless you are marching to a different tune, MAGA, and saying, yeah, it turns out every single thing conservatives stand for, Trump has done the opposite of. I finally learned to read over the weekend, so I no longer support him. That would be the move to make today, or continue being idiots who can't find your way out of a paper bag. I don't know.
There was a time when a Texas governor wouldn't be afraid to tell a president, any president, don't mess with Texas. Right. But Greg Abbott is too subservient and too weak to do that to Donald Trump. Right. Abbott and the Republicans in the legislature are dutifully following Trump's commands. And this is what this is about. They are engaged in an illegal act of intentional discrimination by tearing apart majority, minority, congressional districts across our state. And we are not going to stand for it. Right. There was a time when a Texas governor...
Here. Sorry, I was just looking in the comments. I was looking at who was saying all that stuff that didn't make sense. I sent Rebel an invite to come up and to explain what they're talking about, but I mean, no one get their hopes up. I think whenever anyone, like any Republicans, are called upon to explain the position they're incoherently arguing in the comments, it seems like none of them want to talk anymore. So nobody get your hopes up that Rebel's going to come up here and say anything that makes any sense, but I did send them an invite to come up. Sharon, you can come up here and say something that makes sense. Just woman to woman, you can explain to me how any of your positions make sense, factually or mathematically. This is not feelings time. Oh, sorry, Fuzzy, I didn't see. Are you in the request? Yeah, is there some? Hold on, Fuzzy. Sorry. TikTok Studio, you'd be surprised. I actually have a really hard time knowing. I didn't even know you were in the box. I didn't know you were in my box. That sounds gross.
What? Oh,
sorry, I didn't know you were sorry, TikTok Studio.
That's all right.
It's a lot. What's going on?
I don't have a studio, so I don't see it. Good to see you.
I know.
Always good talking to you.
What's happening?
Huh?
You okay?
So, did you see where Abbott has said any Democrat that does not participate in the special session will forfeit their seats? Like he has the power to do that.
I saw, not just that, will forfeit their seat, and he's gonna, either, I wasn't clear on what he said. At first, he made it sound like he was gonna charge them with a crime, and then he, was like, oh, I don't think I can charge these people with a crime. Yeah, and then he said, I'm gonna replace these people, and I'm like, how are you gonna replace these people or something?
Right. Yeah. He's basically, my understanding of what he thinks, or people he's trying to make think, that he's going to fire them and then install his own people into those seats. I don't know. But I just wanted to.
Well, no, I did see that. But is there any updates that you've seen on that? Because I know, and people are just like, yeah, okay, weirdo.
Hold on, let me get here.
Should we be more scared? I mean, if there's ever a state, and just understand the reason this is happening in Texas is because it's one of the states where they have a supermajority, and not just a supermajority. Greg Abbott can be governor forever, right? I mean, they have a stranglehold in Texas on everything. So, I mean, I actually don't doubt that they can rain down hell upon these people, but I think It just, you got to take a stand.
Maybe there's something there. I can't imagine there is. I mean, they've been voted in.
So either I looked into it. I don't think he can. I mean, if he's implying that he could just be like, "Oh, you no longer are here," and we're just inserting other people. Like, think it just. Whenever I read that, I was thinking about what is. Oh my God, the Tennessee Three. Remember the Tennessee Justice?
Right.
And oh my God, Gloria. I was about to say Victory. No, not Gloria Johnson. I don't know where Victory came from. Gloria. And remember, they were just like fired or something, and then they were like, "No, you can't." Well, they just were essentially reelected by their own districts.
Well, that was the weird thing about that is, but there was a vote to expel, I guess, and then they're just like, no, we.
So I think maybe something, and so that was the only thing I could think in my head is like, have I ever, remember? If you don't remember, in Tennessee, another state where they have a super majority and control the governorship and all that, the Tennessee Justices were two black men, and then Gloria Johnson's a white woman who essentially did nothing. They just led a peaceful protest against pew-pews, and then...
Well, they outspoke on the floor.
Cameron Sexton, the House Speaker, essentially is like, you're all fired. Like, we are voting you to be fired, and fired them all. And then it turns out, they just were reelected by their districts. And then he got so much bad press that they were just like, uh-oh, this isn't worth it.
Yeah, they just had a special election and then reinstalled it. But that was the Speaker of the House that did this. The governor, I don't think, would have any say whatsoever.
Yes, you're right there. Yeah. I agree with you on that, except for I'm just saying this is all Trump's monkeys and Trump's circus. Right? So Texas. I'm just saying, I just am saying in and of the fact that Trump is just very clearly telling Greg Abbott, this is your problem now because it's my problem. Like, you need to help me figure out like how we're not going to lose power, which
right, exactly.
is just another example of Trump being a corrupt POS. Like, so keep going.
Did you see? I don't know. Which senator lost her district altogether?
Which in the redistrict? Who are you talking about? Jasmine?
Yes.
Oh, well, I mean, that was always the point. Like, right. I mean, in my opinion, I shouldn't say that, but in my opinion, right, whenever you hear Trump start to say someone's name, and there is no, like, if he could do this in New York, if he could have done it to AOC, it would have been done, right? Like, he would have done whatever he could do to do this to her, but he doesn't have that power. Yeah, like, her district is essentially gone, literally pound for pound. Oh, it's almost like Kamala Harris, the most intelligent. Like,
Exactly.
This is a person who's passed the bar, is brilliant, served in the Texas state legislature, served in the U.S. serves in the U.S. Congress, was a prosecutor, a district attorney in Texas. I mean, this woman, pound for pound, is the most qualified individual, including men, insecure white males, to be in any sort of position of power and to represent Texas. It's in all of your best interests to have Jasmine Crockett representing you. And for some weird reason that if you have a brain, you can figure out, you know, like rich white men would not want her to. What would be
there was this woman that was running for president that was very overly qualified to be president. That the same idea, right?
Oh, I was just fuzzy. I figured that out. I was debating a guy like a week from Saturday, and you know, he explained it to me. He said that he's not a bigot and he's not a misogynist. It's just that Kamala Harris doesn't know what she's talking about, and that, you know, he just did what was right for the country by voting for Trump because he was a man and he was very clearly smarter.
I love the. Do you think she could go over to the Middle East and talk to these people with the back of the United States Army? Yes. I don't care who. Donald Trump goes over there and stumbles around and walks home with a golf course and a plane.
Has fatwas against. Yes, more easily than he can. Absolutely, yes. What are you talking 100%. About? Of course, yeah. Like, at least he doesn't have a hit out. She doesn't have a hit out on her. Like, right, exactly. Did you see that? Oh wait, let me show you. As long as you're here, can you hang out for a sec?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you. I want to show you this clip. As long as we're talking about this, because I was going to tie all this. There's so many disturbing things.
Oh, what's his name? Teresa, the guy you were just showing, the representative from Texas.
Oh, Tallarico, James Tallarico.
Tallarico, thank you. So I fell in love with him about 2 weeks ago, and I've seen all those clips. And
about 2 weeks
ago. Literally just watched that last one as I was driving home from work just now, and I'm just like, I love him. Absolutely.
I tried to talk about him like 3 weeks ago, and people were like, "Who the F? Shut up, Felice. Who you're talking about?" I'm like, I'm telling you, when everyone figures out who this man is. When I fell in love with him was when I saw this man not sleep for like 5 days, scream like when Texas passed their school voucher stuff, and the fight he put up in the Texas state legislature. I was like, okay, this guy is not effing kidding. Let me find this Kamala Harris clip because it is important. Oh my God. And I went back and tried to add it, and I don't think it added. I have it. I know I do. So, you know, I don't know if you saw it, but Kamala Harris, I'll just set it up, started talking about, you know, she's been in this holding pattern of will she, won't she run for Congress, essentially. Have you seen any of this?
For governor.
I mean, for governor, right? In California. Right. And they've all been waiting for her to essentially say, like, will she run for governor here? So right. It's a little bit long, but it's worth it. Here. Oh, you guys can't see. Give me a sec.
But I haven't seen this interview yet.
And if you guys haven't heard about this, so Stephen Colbert, who was fired for essentially calling out Trump and standing up to Paramount, which is the, parent company of CBS, and be like, this is corrupt and ridiculous. Stephen Colbert interviewed Kamala Harris. It is a fascinating interview, but I'll just show like a little bit of it.
Real quick before you get into this, and it's just a yes or no. Did you see the South Park?
Which one?
The most recent one with
yeah. Of course.
With him and Satan. Yeah. All right. I just wanted to know if you saw it. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch the new South Park season 37, episode 1.
I love your ADHD. Oh, no, I'm
Thanks.
serious. It's making me feel good about mine. Keep it up. I'm dead serious. Keep up the interruptions. I'm like,
how much I pay
I'm
in
so
therapy?
normal. Yeah, like you're making exactly. This is so much cheaper than my therapist telling me acting
we
insane.
Talk more often. But yeah, play your clip.
No, wait, real quick. Jennifer, I just saw this. Thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Missed you. Sorry you were adulting. I know it was the effing worst. Was hoping you were playing the field. Don't worry. Dad hunting. Hope everything is okay. Aging parents isn't for the weak. That's for sure. Why do you always get me, Jennifer? Anyways, I just want to remind everyone what Jennifer's talking about. Ever since I stopped doing lives with Jay, Jennifer started the funniest inside joke where she always sends me like Venmos and is like, is this our dad? Anytime I'm live with a guy, she's like, is this our new dad? And I'm like, no, Jennifer, do not embarrass me. Do you want me to get you guys a new dad and divorce him? Or would you like me to do it right this time? Jennifer, just let me take my time and I'm going to find you a father. Stop embarrassing me.
Sorry. Jen, you can call me dad if you'd like.
See, Jen, I'm going to find you a better dad than that. Thank you, Steph. And Steph, thank you so much for the super chat. Please, glad you're back now. We don't have to make a podcast about your disappearance. Oh my God, but that would be a great true crime podcast.
Real quick before we play, it would be great.
See,
I'm going to
normal.
post your chat. You guys, I've got like 1,000, like 1,500 to get to 10,000 on this account. And this is my biggest account right now. I need 10,000 so I can monetize it a little bit. So I'm going to start doing that.
I think Fuzzy is asking for people to follow him. Follow Fuzzy. I'm like, you didn't even say the actual thing you were asking for. You're like, I'm going to say everything.
In the blanks.
Yeah. Can you just follow this guy? Okay. Let's again. I'm
getting coins up the ass right now. No, not the coins. I need the follows.
Well, if you get one coin, that is a follow. Just to be clear.
Okay.
Yeah, you get a coin when people follow you. So definitely follow Fuzzy.
I appreciate it.
This is an interview.
Play the clip.
Yeah, I'm going to play it. This is an interview with Stephen Colbert and Kamala Harris from yesterday.
You're not running
from a couple days ago.
for the governor of California.
Correct.
Even though in early polling you beat every other candidate by double digits,
Yeah.
you said you're going to sit this one out. Why are you sitting this one out? Are you saving yourself for a different office that might be?
No.
That's what everybody, obviously.
I know, but honestly,
obviously, people project onto their
I
hopes and
understand.
dreams.
And honestly, that it's more perhaps basic than that. I am a devout public servant. I have spent my entire career in service of the people. And I thought a lot about running for governor. I love my state. I love California. I've served as elected district attorney, attorney general, and senator. But to be very candid with you,
and many more things that Trump has never done. Also, it holds a California bar license, which if Trump spent all of his brain power trying, he could never pass.
Never to. And the key word there is elected. So this working her way to the top bullshit, stop MAGA. But anyways,
I think what Fuzzy's saying is sleeping her way to the top, right?
I
We
was
can't,
trying to.
unless she's sleeping. Well, no, I mean, it's fine. Let's just say what women are constantly accused of. That guy that was yelling at me last Saturday, that's what he was saying, was she didn't deserve anything she'd ever gotten. And mind you, Trump is graping his way to the top, and that's fine, right? Like, none of it makes any sense. If MAGA could follow a line of logic, they would get that. But I think this is like, what she says here is so beautiful because it's so true, right? Like, she's basically saying, like, hey, I'm a progressive. I want to reach people and continue touring the country, but not be asking for any votes.
You know, when I was a young in my career, I had to defend my decision to become a prosecutor with my family. And one of the points that I made is, why is it then when we think we want to improve a system or change it, that we're always on the outside on bended knee or trying to break down the door? Shouldn't we also be inside the system? And that has been my career. And
okay, so I want to really explain this and the beauty of what she's saying. Because when I started doing a ton of research on Kamala Harris, it was honestly one of the things I couldn't understand about it, right? Because she comes from two revolutionaries. First of all, absolutely brilliant parents, right? This is my first edition copy of her father's book. One of the best. Everyone thinks he's a communist. Well, why is he writing books on supply side economics? Super. He's a professor emeritus of economics at Stanford. Her mother was like a biomedical researcher in the field of cancer. Like, her parents were movers and shakers, community organizers, and activists. And what she did, like, confounded her own parents when you read her biographies and people that know her well, because you know, she, by all accounts, she should have grown up and been outside at protests holding a sign. And she's, you know, there's two schools of thought of how you affect change, right? You can push from the outside in, or you can infiltrate the inside, right? And force change. And this is what she always thought, like, things are never going to change unless I get in there, right? And force change from the inside out. And it's both, right? Like, I'm definitely I'm going to like comment and point out corruption. I honestly don't have the stomach to even do like what she's doing, because that's what anyone running for Congress, that's what I see your role as. You're an infiltrator, essentially trying to force change from the inside out. That's how I see Bernie Sanders and AOC. That's a hard thing for me because I have too big of a mouth. I'm going to point out what's wrong. But so this, she's saying, and I've never heard her speak like this, because like this was one of the most fascinating things about her, because I was like, why does a black woman want to put people in jail? Like, we already are over incarcerating people. Yeah. But like in her mind, she's like, this is a corrupt system. We're over policing black people, and I can be on the outside looking in, screaming for change, or I can get in there and I can change things from the inside out. And that was one of the, you know, things about her that I was like, damn, like that makes sense. And look, and to listen to her now, like from what you just heard her say to who she become now, she's like, no, there's no point in being on the inside of like a corrupt, disgusting, like elephant.
Recently, I made the decision that I just, for now, I don't want to go back in the system. I think it's broken. I think there's so much, I mean, there are so many good people who are public servants, who do such good work, teachers and firefighters and police officers and nurses and scientists. And so it's not about them, but, you know...
Dear God, I don't want to do it. Karen, in the comments. I'm not going to let you. Do you know who Kamala Harris's father is? He's a professor at Stanford. I promise you can go look him up right now. He is black, and he does look exactly like her. So, Karen, you saying that her grandmother is not black and that's a lie? Yeah, you realize people have two grandmothers, or like only one of her parents is from Jamaica. The other is not. Like, and the fact real people who aren't idiots, Karen, no offense, but you are in fact an idiot. And who say the real criticism is like, oh, but like some black people in Jamaica own slaves. Like, yeah, to buy them from other slavers and keep them, like, that is actually a more accurate, thing that people try to say, which you just don't understand historically. Yeah, black people did oftentimes buy black slaves from
bring 'em out
white
of
slavers.
slavery.
Yeah, all the time this happened. But I mean, at least that's not idiotic. You're saying a black woman with like 4C hair is not black. That's bless your heart, Karen. You can't be
But
that dumb.
You mentioned that he was a professor in Stanford. Well, she probably doesn't know what Stanford is. She probably doesn't know what school.
I mean, she could figure it out. Like, you have to be able to figure this stuff out. I mean, just genetically by her hair, you have to know. And this is like
Right.
her hair's relaxed. You have to
There's
know
actually-
that couldn't
you can
possibly
buy
be
pictures
true,
with-
Karen. Karen, do you want to
find
come up
pictures
here?
of people in Africa.
You can come up here and explain to us the research you've done. But I would encourage you to look up the transatlantic slave trade, how Jamaica was a stopover there, and how very much Kamala Harris, even if you don't like it, is half black. Like, it's the strangest thing. Yeah, Karen, just wait, where do I just want to make sure, because it's hard for me. I just want to give Karen a chance. If
Oh,
she's
requesting
requesting.
you do.
No, I mean, like, sometimes it's hard for me to tell. Oh, wait, she might be requesting. This could be the time. Could be happening. No, well, let's just check who this person. There's someone else requesting. I'm just going to check. Could be Karen. We need to be nice. Karen?
It's like, ooh.
Did he go away? Okay. Wait, can you hear me? Why can't I
I
see
can hear you.
Okay.
This is Joey. Joey's in the box. Can you see Joey?
I can't see the box. Sorry, I'm in TikTok Studio. Some weird
All right,
thing.
so
I
there's a
can't
Joe-
see you, but I can hear him. Joey, what's going
okay.
on?
Hey, I just want to see if you want to have a little conversation on some of the big news of the day.
Oh my
I don't
God, I know you.
know. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been so long. Joey, you're too reasonable for my mood. Joey's not dumb or a bigot. He just makes too much money and doesn't like to pay taxes. Joey, I remember that voice anywhere. Yeah,
I mean, I can crash out for you. You know, if you if
just
you need,
crash
if you
out
need
and
to
say some
crash out.
racist things. That's what we were trying. That's what we were looking for. No,
Hoodlum us. Give us a
I
good
want
hoodlum.
everyone to know I've not talked to Joey in over a year. I remember your voice. I always remember everyone's voice. Anyways, yeah, let's have a logical conversation.
Hey, I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm curious. What's your favorite thing? Do you like to do like the domestic stuff, or do you also like international and economic? Like, what's your favorite suit?
honestly, I think this is killing me, all of it. I don't know. I would have said a long time when I got a degree in history, I was very much into like US foreign policy, right? Like how the US has affected the world, where we put military bases, what we, like that type of stuff. But then actually MAGA has made me more America first. As the transfers of wealth continue domestically, I've become more interested in me being robbed on a daily basis.
Okay. So essentially, you're also interested in essentially like foreign intervention and
Yeah, we can talk
when you
about
say-
yeah, for sure. Whatever you want to talk about. I'm open
Like,
to foreign policy as well. Sure.
I was just curious, like for you, when you say I'm becoming more America first, are you saying like more that you want to be more nationalistic or more isolationist? Like, what does that mean to you? I'm just curious because it means different things to different people.
I don't know. I didn't mean. I mean, I've become more interested in the math around how America First is doing the opposite of what Americans think it's doing. Right? Like, isolationism is not helping us.
So.
Not that I think we're even engaging in isolationism necessarily, right? Like, so, but
Oh
the
yeah,
idea.
exactly. Like that for me, right? It's an easy platform to run on of like let's just ignore the world and focus on ourselves. That sells well during elections, but then once you actually get the power, you're just like, okay, I'm going to inherit 6 wars and also let's continue these things. It's one of those things where people pander to it, but I think we both know foreign intervention is never going to stop here.
Well,
It's just
you tell me, you voted for Donald Trump, Joey. You're the guy defending Trump's positions. This is the no new wars guy. So I guess maybe as it relates to foreign policy, has one, like you said, during election time, all that stuff sounds true. But has anything Trump promised in terms of foreign policy? On day one, the Ukraine war would be over. I'm going to talk to Netanyahu. We're going to ceasefire in the Middle East. Has any of that come to fruition?
100% not. I think you and I both know. Go ahead.
What'd you say?
No, I thought you were going to say 100% yes. I was ready to say, what?
No, because look, let's be real. It's these are two conflicts. It gives me kind of like, you remember back in the Obama eras where they're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna close Guantanamo and we're gonna end the war in Afghanistan. Like, and then you actually get into it, and you're just like, oh my god, we're way too deep in. And like, in my take, we tried to make overtures on the Ukrainian front. I mean, we took some very drastic things, like totally cutting off their spy sats, totally cutting the HIMARS, trying to essentially pressure the Europeans to cut the money off, and then apply pressure to the Russians.
Cut off you're saying Elon Musk cut off Ukraine's access to Starlink? Is that what you mean? Like,
no, that was DOD actually. So, the Department of Defense cut all their spy sats and also used kill switch or unalive switches on their aircraft and their HIMARS systems to apply pressure to the Ukrainians to come to, I believe, I think it was in Istanbul or Ankara where they're going to have the peace talks, and then the entire thing fell apart.
So I just wanted to make sure you don't think we did that to Russia. So you know that we are terrorizing Ukraine, a country that's been invaded, to try to force them to a negotiating table, and I think we're talking about the same thing in Turkey, where Putin himself never showed up and Trump never showed up. Then,
yeah, like that's what I'm trying to say is like
what's his name was just there. Zelensky was just there by himself after we did some really messed up stuff.
And I think that's the interesting thing about all this is I think we pretty much pull out all the pressure points on the Ukrainians and on the Europeans to try to get the Ukrainians to the negotiating table. And then the Russians just said, oh, well, no, thanks for the opportunity, and just took more territory. And I think that's why we're well beyond the point of reconciliation. And unfortunately, this blood feud is just going to continue to escalate. And what kills me is like the casualties on the Ukrainian-Russian side are 10 times what's on Israel-Palestine. And nobody really wants to talk about it. And it's not like sexy in American news anymore. And it kind of kills me,
Yeah, the number of Ukrainian casualties.
Ukrainian, Russian, just the entire region, North Korean, Chinese, like everyone's thrown their poison.
Listen, there's no excuse for what is happening in Ukraine, right? We have an authoritarian aggressor who is very clearly in bed with Donald Trump in some form or fashion. I mean, do you agree with that?
I
Trump
think that
is running
narrative,
cover at this point.
In my view, that narrative kind of breaks down now that, we've escalated. I mean, now the Americans are escalating even beyond what Biden was willing to go with in terms of
we had a ceasefire that's been. Remember? Does anyone remember December?
Are you referring to the Obama era ceasefire?
No, I mean, no, I'm not. Like, come on, we can't go back that far. But I'm saying we had a ceasefire with Ukraine during the transfer of the peaceful transfer of power from Biden to Trump. We had a ceasefire. I had to debate people about this, Joey, and they're like, thanks, Trump. And I'm like, well, Biden and his negotiating team negotiated it. And they're like, but the fear of Trump and his no new wars rhetoric coming into office is the reason that this has been agreed to in Israel. Like, I mean,
are you referring to a Israeli-Palestinian ceasefire or Ukrainian-Russian?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think, I was referring to Israel. I'm talking about right during the transfer from Biden to Trump. we had a ceasefire in Palestine, negotiated, quote unquote.
Oh yeah, yeah, but that was after Trump won the election, and both sides were trying to take credit for it.
Exactly.
Well, no, it started under Biden.
Yeah, Joey said it right. Yeah, after Trump won the election, Biden is still president. Biden and his team that had been negotiating for a year announced that there was going to be a ceasefire in Palestine, right? Well, and that's fine. Like, if you want to get, like, and yeah, exactly, Joey. So what I'm remembering is I would have to have these, like, knockdown, drag-out fights with MAGA, and they're like, no, Trump did this. It's no new wars, Trump. He's a fake libertarian for life. Like, states' rights, brother. And it's like, every single thing, let me just make my real claim. So that was announced, which I do think that was Biden's dream, was that ceasefire. And whatever the real plan was what we see now, which is that Netanyahu has attacked every country around him repeatedly over and over, both through, just missiles and through different types of war tactics, cyber war included. All of these things have happened, and none of this can happen without the approval of Donald Trump. Like, for instance, the attack on Iran. People in America were like, oh, can you believe this happening? I'm like, yes, I can, because for 4 days, U.S. officials have been evacuating Iran, saying that this was going to happen.
Yeah. Will you at least give me that Trump got to broker a peace deal between the Iranians and the Israelis, not necessarily the Iranians and the Palestinians?
Wait, you're saying that? No, because they've attacked each other after. You do. What is a peace deal if not an agreement to? It's very similar to none of us saw this coming, but I think it's just a testament to Trump being a limp D. I think remember the random Pakistan's like, here's our chance, or India's like, here's our chance, let's just take a shot at Pakistan, which if you watch their border every night, this is a long time coming. But Trump announced, I have negotiated a ceasefire between Pakistan and India, and they attacked each other an hour later. Like, I don't know, what is a ceasefire if not, this is the end of the attacking?
When you say negotiate, Joey, a ceasefire between, you said Israel and Iran? Did I hear you right?
The Israelis and the Iranians. All
right. Yes. By dropping bombs, is that a negotiation? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so that literally is the negotiation you're talking about.
So for me, right, you say, is it a formal treaty? Is it a permanent peace? I'm a big believer, peace treaties are just breaks between wars. I agree with the sentiment of like, this is not resolved. The underlying conditions aren't resolved. But,
my question was your use of the term negotiate.
Sure. Like, to me, what we were watching,
everything
I don't know.
Joey says is slightly ironic.
I like to craft my words to just trigger just enough,
just baffled.
You had the reaction he was looking for.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I hope someone knows I meant negotiation was bomb the shit out of them.
We are not even to 100K. While we're talking, let's all keep tapping the screen. Tap, tap, tap. Please follow Fuzzy. Joey probably wants to follow. If you want to follow Joey. He's honestly not dumb. Joey, look at me being not. You are. The smartest people I've ever heard. I mean, he's not in defense of Trump, though. He just doesn't want to pay taxes, so I don't know if that counts. But
no, I'm a card-carrying member. I'm full. I would definitely work for the administration.
You would work for them?
Oh, 100%, if given the opportunity.
Tiny on a bike. Thank you.
That was cute. I've never seen that.
I know. I've never seen. I love tiny dities. That's like my weird like obsession. I have a lot of weird obsessions. You're okay. So you're now saying you would. Yeah, I'm sure you would. In what capacity? I mean, how soon do you see yourself underneath the wheels of the bus, Joey? Are you? Do you believe you're immune from being a scapegoat?
Well, honestly, the thing for me is I wouldn't mind, because at the end of the day, I just want to be a part of something like historical. So, like, I understand how these like things end, but I'm okay with the ending, you know?
So can I just say this? Because this is my thing, white males. I'm glad Fuzzy is no longer on his couch to hear this. But like, yeah, Joey, this is your literal problem. Like, this is a lot of white males' problems, right? Whoever is president, it really doesn't affect you whatsoever, right? You're still going to keep on keeping on, onwards and upwards, white male magic, failing up. No matter what happens, just failing straight up. So you're just like, hey, like, I'm bored. It's the same way with people who are like, we got to burn this all down. Yeah, in the burning down, brown people, black people, women, different minority groups will burn and you will be fine. But now you're like, yeah, I just want to be remembered, whether it's the right side of history, the wrong side of history. I just want to be remembered.
Look, all I have to say is I know
bunker with Mustache Man.
All I have to say is I know regardless of what side I take, half the country's going to hate my guts. So I've come to accept it. You know what I mean? That's what it boils down to.
But what side of the history books? How much of the history books are going to hate your guts?
Well, that's the thing, right? If you win the battle, everyone's going to think of me as the good guy. You know? That's the beauty of history.
Okay, Joey, do you, because this is really, you know me, as an indigenous Mexican, my father is indigenous Mexican and black. So do you deny that Trump has created concentration camps?
Am I doing an audition for the press secretary?
I'm asking you, well, no, I mean, yeah, how would you?
Can you move your lips like a machine gun?
Yeah, I mean, Trump, like, if you want,
did Trump,
look, if you want to do the,
no, I actually think you should not say the truth, Joey. You recognize that Trump has created concentration camps and is putting the opposite of criminals into them.
Look, my response to you, and I know you're going to say it's just a pivot, but to me, these are not any different in terms of policy. It's just the media machine is now putting more focus on it. Like, to me, this is a political move to put hyper focus on the detainment camps. In my view, if you show me evidence that for example, the amount of people that unalive in detainment camps, which happens in every single administration, is higher than one than the other, then I would say, hey, you know what? I think you got a case here. I think we have potentially an issue. But to me, these are things that happen regardless of administration, and therefore you can't say, oh, he's the reason. And, to me, it's hypocritical to say, oh, you're the problem if other people do it. Like, all due respect, Guantanamo. Like, come on, man.
What do you come on, man?
If you're asking me if I have a problem with Guantanamo, sure, absolutely. That's why under Biden, and mind you, conservatives, you can look this up if you don't know, we're the ones that freaked out when we were again, even like Obama did, we were again trying to get the hijackers in Guantanamo out so it could be closed down, and everyone freaked out. Well, but I understand the legal issues around what's going on in Guantanamo. So yeah, like, I actually don't appreciate Guantanamo. I don't think it should exist. I don't think any torture chambers outside of U.S. jurisdiction should exist, nor should they exist inside of U.S. jurisdiction.
I guess that's what I'm
You're talking, the difference between Guantanamo, just to be clear, is the U.S. courts cannot legally regulate anything happening